आपने भाई तो
Good afternoon, friends. I will request Father Rector to take his seat. We have two past pupils. One is Ashish Chakraborty. He is a pass out of 2006. And we have Chetnik Roy, 2016. So 2011. So we have one past pupil from 2006 batch and one is from 2011 batch. And in a very young age, they formed a company, and that company was incorporated in one of the best growing companies. And recently, because he is only 26 years of age, so his article, and he was also chosen in the fourth. Many of us are not present here, but we are also recording. We will be recording this event. And slowly so that we can show it to our students also. So I will request the teachers from DVL are present here. I will request Sir Biswarup, Sir Paulachan, Sir Gomes. Sir, please come and join us. So, friends, I will request our rector, and Father Rector is also the delegate of Don Bosco, our pass a few words.
Please sit down. We are really privileged to have both of your past people, because so to say, on the success of life. We called them for the purpose to present themselves and what they're doing in front of you. Tomorrow you will be stepping out of the school, your life will be starting, and you should have some model in front of you and should some aim to pursue, especially when you leave the school. I wish them all the best for the future, and I hand over the mic for them to enlighten us.
As a token of welcome to Don Bosco Liluva, two of our companions will now go and give a memento each to one of the speakers. Put your hands together. Alright, now we will straight away begin with our speakers without wasting much of your time. And the snacks have been passed around. Eat without making noise. Okay, and then the wrappers are supposed to be disposed of away in the dustbin. Don't forget that. So we move to the first speaker. Who's going to speak first? Now I am not going to introduce him. He will do that all by himself.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Father Rector. Thank you, everyone, for being present today. I'll start. So I think you are all from class 10 and 12, both, right? All so okay. So you are today is your last exam. So very soon you will be having a choice in your life whether you will be going for engineering or commerce or doctor, like being a doctor, or in any other in the field of law, whatever is your stream. Very soon you have to already have decided that, right? Every one of you. and once you are from class 10 to class 12, you have decided what you want to become in your life. Did anyone of you dream of starting your own company instead of like going for a traditional route of being a doctor or an engineer or a chartered accountant? Anyone of you can put your hands up. Oh yeah, I can see one hand up. So, couple of hands. So what do you want to do? Like, if you can let me know, I'll just come over. Just a second. So if you can tell me, what do you want to do? Like, what do you dream of? Oh, sure. Where was the other hand? Yeah, please.
It's basically a company which focuses on the all-round growth of an individual based on their personality and talent. So perhaps it could actually spread peace as well, develop my finances as well.
Okay. So it's more of a social entrepreneurship. What do you want to do? Do you have any plans regarding that? So that's all on your thought. What about you? What do you want to do?
I am thinking of making a weapons manufacturer.
Okay, great. Like, so I think like anyone else have any idea about what you want to start in your life? Okay, so very interesting thoughts, like weapons manufacturing and social entrepreneurship, where he wants to develop the lifestyle of the individual. Maybe it's a education-based startup what he wants to plan. So when we were young, when we were at your age, we had the options of thinking that we want to be a doctor or an engineer or a chartered accountant or a professor. We never thought this. We never had this thought that whether we can start something which can change both the society, life of others, as well as us. Like he mentioned correctly, like he wants to develop his finance also, along with developing the whatever the society he is living in. So for us, when we passed out our school, I went to a traditional computer science engineering. From that, I went to some MNCs working for companies like TCS, Capgemini for over 5 years. It's a traditional daily routine which I used to have, coding and management, all those things. Slowly I thought let's do something different. So what was that? So I was traveling, so I was in Mumbai. In 2010 I was in Mumbai. I stayed in Mumbai. I have been in Mumbai since 10 years. So I used to frequently visit Goa. I saw it's a very good place where you have lots of tourists coming in. So from the months of I think September onwards till April, it's a very high tourist season. So a couple of our friends thought, why not do something here? So we found out, so we used to travel every month, a couple of times to Goa. So I've been to Goa for over 50 times. So we knew the people, the local people there, we spoke with them. So we thought let's start something. So what we did is, in a society, we took up 5 apartments, 1 BHK apartments. We renovated the apartments and we put in some toiletries for guests. Now what we did is, these apartments we put up on booking.com and we started getting guests from abroad, outside India. So they started coming in, they used to do the booking and they used to come in. So, and this went on very well, we used to mint money. It's a high tourist season, we used to ranging from 2,000 rupees for the same room, we used to rent that out at 10,000 rupees. This we did for 3 years. But over time, my colleagues or my friends, they moved out of India. They got on-site opportunities. They moved out of India, and they no longer wanted to work in a manner where it's not structured, because that was not a structured kind of a thing which we were doing. So there is no name to the company. That time our company started growing in India. It's called OYO. I think everyone of you know that. So it was similar. They go and get a rental place, rebrand it on their name, and they can rent it out to people. So I thought why can't I do something which is like an OYO? But it never worked out. So I left that. So I made a loss at that time. Then I left that. Slowly, I met up Shweta Nikhi, is 6 years junior to me. from school, and he's my neighbor also. So we met and we came up. We were thinking of what to do apart from what I am doing currently. So we came up with another idea that every year, so you are passing through colleges. So first year, second year, third year, fourth year, you are passing. And you have a lot of belongings which are there with you. Like you took your beds and your books, other furnitures, your educational equipments you purchase. Out of fourth year, you don't know what to do with those things. So we thought of setting up a platform where the final year students can resell or exchange their products with the first year students. So we came up with an idea. We were like thinking how to implement that, where to get the funds, how do I reach the market, how do I make a growth out of that. And slowly like we connected with many people in the industry, and we realized that this is not going to happen. So we toiled with that idea for over a year and a half, and it did not turn out. Slowly we met, but what happened in the due course is that we met with many people who are industry leaders. We came to, so the basic thing is that when I was in school, I was afraid to speak out to people like suppose Oyo. So we never thought that we can go and approach the founder of Oyo or the founder of a Flipkart and speak out like, I have an idea, I want you to invest in it. So we never thought this. But what we realized is, if you want to start something, you should have the courage to do that. And you should always go and do it without asking permission. So if you go and ask for permission, nobody will give you permission to do anything. If you can take an example of Uber or an Ola, they are not legal. They were not legal in India. Still they went out and did that. So if you go and ask for permission, nobody will allow you. So what we started interacting with people. We went to hotels, wherever they were, their houses. We used to sit outside their houses and wait for their time. Nobody used to give us time. We spent 2 years just to get time from many people. But slowly what happened is we came up across a couple of people who still are with us, like Mr. Dipanjan Purkayastha. He had come back from US to India in 2014. So it's lucky that we came across each other. We presented our idea to him. He liked some part of the idea, but he said that it's not scalable enough to make it a business in itself. So we slowly modified our idea to what HyperXchange is today. So our company name is HyperXchange. We are one of India's largest refurbished electronics brand currently, and we are now we have gone global. So we have set up offices in UK and US. So our brand HyperXchange mainly deals with refurbished mobile phones, smartphones, tablets, laptops. Started this in 2016. Today is 2021. So it's over 5 years we have been running this. We were incubated by IIM Calcutta, Microsoft BuildSpark. We got recognition in Forbes magazine. We got recognition as the best startup in Eastern India, and we were the only startup from Eastern India who were part of West Bengal government delegation to UK, where we have formalized a deal with the UK government to set up our company there. We were also part of the Indian Embassy to Japan. So we went to Japan, we are expanding to Japan, we are expanding to US. All this happened because we realized that when you have a dream, the only way to realize your dream is you have to follow it without thinking. So I left my job. So in the middle of promotion, I left a job. So you have to follow your dream and you have to aim to achieve the dream, giving your 200% towards that dream. So that's the only way you can come up with a startup or whatever you say it to be. So I'll ask Shatanik to brief you about whatever his life journey is. He started much younger. He started from his college days. He also had a startup during his college days. I'll ask him to brief you about that.
First of all, I'm really sorry. I apologize to everyone for being late, almost half an hour. Sorry guys, I kept you waiting. Thank you Father for this opportunity. Thank you Mr. Vishwanath. Thank you teachers, non-teaching staff, everyone. And guys, it's exactly 10 years. Exactly 10 years. 2011, I did my ICSE from Moscow School, starting from my class KG. And since then, I had moved out of this gate. Right? It's 2021, exactly 10 years back over here. And honestly, if you ask me, like 10 years back, if I even think about like I'll be coming back over here, speaking in front of all you people out there, absolutely no. The only reason, like we always have, you guys already made it, right? Like when you were probably giving your ICSE, you had a dream like, 11, 12 will be the same school I do want to do my higher studies from. That did not happen from me, to be very honest. That did not happen for me just because of the fact I could not secure the cutoff science had in Don Bosco back in our times, right? So that was the first time I stepped out of the school gate, and that is when I realized, we are really fortunate to be over here. Believe me, today, as soon as you step out from here, you go to different colleges, different campuses, meet with so many people out there, you'll realize how much fortunate you are right now, sitting in this building, probably around all this stuff around, right? It's a tremendous thing you learn out. I did my 11th 12th from a hostel in Anza, and things over there are totally different. Over here, discipline, what is taught to us as discipline, and what we realize over there was something that was almost a shock to me. Probably many of you will probably be heading out to different cities outside Kolkata for the first time. It will be difficult for you guys to face the cultural difference, to face the hostel food, and so on and so forth. These things will come up. But what is the biggest thing you guys have today that is not probably out there with so many people who have passed out, say, 5 years back, 10 years back, or so on and so forth? That is, you are at the age of 18. This is the period you will be starting your college life. You will probably be learning a lot of things, what you need to, work in a real life atmosphere, right? And this might be a life-changing opportunity for you. Honestly, I mean, going to college, probably bunking classes, or probably having a great friends group. I don't know what you guys do, probably, taking pictures around to David DSLRs or something of that sort. But apart from that, as I said, like, I could not believe myself to be over here 10 years back, right? There's something I'm really proud about today. I'm proud about the grant that has been created because of a dream probably I had way back in my college, right? And what was my biggest factor that worked out? That is, the only thing that worked out was I did not know everything about it. As Ashish mentioned, this is my second startup. I had a startup before this named Apolysis. The first time, I actually met a lot of debate teachers back then as well. Like, there's something I'm starting up, etc. And believe me, I did not know, like, there are different types of companies out there in terms of legal, right? Private limited companies, public, so on and so forth. The fact that I did not know, I just went out and opened an internship offers for people who were almost working. So I was managing a team of around 20-25 people from my college dorm room in Chennai, say managing a person who is there in Mumbai working in TCS or something of that sort, and probably is 10 years older to me, right? Things goofed up. I accept the fact that things goofed up on the way. I goofed up a lot of things on the way, but everything was a learning. This is the right opportunity out there for you to experiment. Go to your classes, go to college tomorrow, but have a dream. Read about people out there. Think about this guy, Dipesh. We were speaking about Oyo for so long. Think about this guy. He started something at the age of 19. He dropped out of his college, which of course I do not ask any one of you to do so. Education is important, but he dropped out of his college, went out to build something where, it's one of the biggest brands out there, right? Why can't we? That's the first question. Don't you want to be out there, probably, out there in the media, hundreds of interviews, this, that? Do we really want to be, do we really want a settled check end of the month, every month. That's not the way. Till you are in your 30s, I think you have a lot to experiment, because every one of us sitting over here is privileged to a certain extent where, we know we have a family background that can sustain us for some time. And when you are in college, you don't have much pressure, right? There's a time to go out there, experiment. I would love to see most of you, and I'm really available. I'll drop my number with my father if you guys want to contact us. Speak to us in person. I know probably just like us 10 years back, much of you won't be stepping up right now, even if you want to ask something or say speak on something, right? But you guys can come down to us. We are in Kolkata right now, probably at least a couple of months more. Once your pre-boards, boards are over, you will have a lot of time. Think about it. I think that is something you guys can think about. I personally say, you make it happen, you don't, it will be a great journey. And believe me, when you learn everything out there, within your college life, say 18 to 22, right? You know about finance, you know about legal, you know about, say, how to sell, right? It's a great journey out there. You won't go back to a job offer anymore. Believe me, with all the job offers on the table, you won't go back to it anymore. Give it a try. Get back to us. Any questions? Happy to answer. Anyone? Thoughts, suggestions, questions? Anything? Okay, alright, so yeah, you better. So so Forbes every year they like Forbes magazine, right? So it's probably the most recognized media platform out there. In India, it's controlled by Network 18, right? So Forbes magazine every year chooses 10 exceptional talents out there globally, right? So you guys must have heard of Shubham Gill, right? The Indian Test match opener that's probably in news right now. Shubham is also one of the Forbes 10 or 30. So this is done across all aspects, as in not just in entrepreneurship, but in sports, in media, in TV, say YouTubers, right? There are even people who make movies, etc. Right? So when I realized what entrepreneurship is about, when I had my first startup, right? This has been a dream always. So I guess 2019 was the first year I was nominated for it, but since then every year I was just nominated and could never make it, right? So it was almost a 7 years wait. Today I'm 36, right? It was a 7 years wait, but I believe like this is one of my dreams, a personal goal, a personal dream I had personally, and I'm thankful to everyone around me, right from my teachers, etc., non-teaching staff, fathers, Salesians, everyone out there, who had helped me to grow up, realize what the world is outside these gates. It will take some time, but once you start realizing it, it will come back probably every other time and start being really thankful and grateful towards this, right? That's it. I would like to thank everyone for your time. Really sorry for being late once again. Thank you.
So young friends, we are very thankful that both of them, Ashish and Satvik Roy, were present today and sharing their journey. And as you know that I represent the Don Bosco alumni, and they are also the alumni of the school, and very soon, in few months, you all will become alumnus of TBL. One thing we should always have in our mind that we should, whenever we are in the journey of life, we should always we should stay up to date. That is one very important thing, that you should be aware of what is happening around you, what is happening in your family, what is happening around you, what is happening in the world. You should always stay updated. And if you have failures, you may have failures, may have multiple failures. Always try to embrace your failure. Learn from the mistakes. How we can overcome our shortcomings. And another important thing is always be confident. You should be confident of yourself. But confident means you should stay humble. Confident and humble. These two qualities you have to be there. You should be you should stay up to date and learn from your mistakes, overcome your shortcomings. And another very important thing is there is no success without hard work. Because school life, you were fortunate that you all studied in a very, very good school. Once when you go out of the school, as Satanik Roy pointed out, and when you go to different colleges, different places, you will understand what Don Bosco Lilwa was. And you will miss it all through your life. You will always miss that I miss my school. You will do it. But always remember that you have to, you cannot get success if you don't do hard work. To build a career needs lot of motivation, needs lot of hard work. And today these two young past people present, they are not there. He is around in his 30s, and Satanik is 26 years of age. And whatever success they are having, they have put in a lot of effort, lot of hard work is there. They must have shared so many, failures also. Just now when Ashish was talking, he said that we went to people's house and they were not ready to meet us. But they were confident and they never backed out, and because of their hard work, because of their motivation and their sincerity, they have achieved quite a lot. And I will also ask him to share about his company's worth and how much growth they have had. Ashish?
Yeah. So currently, like I said, HyperXchange started in 2016. It's 5 years of a journey which we had. When we started, we were selling around 30 phones per month. We were selling some 30 phones, 30 devices per month. Currently, we are selling some 30 per minute. I think 30 per minute. We are selling 30. So we are one of the largest refurbished brands in India. So we have been able to establish us in the market. And I'll tell you an example. So everybody, like in your life, you have thought that you should be always first in something. Only when you are first in something, then only you are worth it. Suppose you want to start something. So like in the movie 3 Idiots, it said that everyone remembers who is the first man on moon, but no one remembers who are the second or the third. But for us, we have realized there is definitely a first mover's advantage. But we know that there is definitely a more advantage when you are the second or the third mover. Because when you are the first mover, you have to prove everyone in the world that yes, this is my what I am doing and this is worth it. Please come and try this. So you spend a lot of time convincing people that what you are doing is great. But when you are the second or the third or the fourth mover, you just come and say, this is the first mover. I am doing the same thing. So come and join me. Come and invest in me. So when you see that whenever there was an Uber, still Ola came and did a great job. Whenever there was an Amazon, Flipkart came and did a very good job. So you see there is always a second, third mover advantage. So don't think that if you are not the first to do it, it cannot be done. Even if you come up with a better plan, you can learn from the mistakes of others. So it's very good to learn from your mistake, but it's great to learn from others' mistake. So then you can do better in your life. So since we know there are examples in the market and refurbished market, we have, you are too young, but I don't know whether you remember companies like Grindas, the companies like Yantra, who are into the similar space. So we've learned from that mistakes and we have corrected those, and currently we are much ahead. Grinders have shut down, but we are still up and running. So there's a company called Back Market. It's a French company. They are the largest into this space, but they are concentrated in a country. It's France. It's I think 1/10 or 1/15 of what India's market is, France market, and the costs are very high, and they are doing great. So we can we tell our whoever our investors or who are working with us, see the example. So we are doing something similar in a market which is much bigger and much more vibrant than a market like France or US. So in this way we have come a long way. We have very good investors on board. So we have very strong people. So if you have heard a company called Tech Mahindra, CEO of Tech Mahindra is on our board. Coca-Cola India head is on our board. He handles our marketing. Diageo company sales head is on our board, who manages our sales. Apollo Global Investment, which is the largest investment firm, his co-head is on our board, who manages the finance. So we have very good people on our board. We have very good association. We are associated with IIM Calcutta, IIT Bombay, Microsoft. All these companies are with us, and they help us to grow in our journey. So always remember that you cannot go on a longer journey all by yourself. You need someone to handhold you. So, and we have people who are handholding us, who are taking us to that growth and that vision which we have to take HyperXchange to where today is and where it will be in next 10 years.
I wanted to know that did you all understand what HyperXchange is doing? Yes? Tell me. Did you all understand? No? Refurbished means old phones, old mobiles, old laptops, making it new and being sold. That is the basic thing they were doing. Now, recently when last interaction I had with them, they were also into some mobile thing, Scotland, no? Something you are selling it to companies, no?
Yeah.
Some.
HyperXchange. So what we are doing is we are giving we don't call it a renewed phone. We call it a again phone, as good as new. What we do is we procure these old phones. So there is a study by a company called Deloitte and Goldman Sachs that there is a market of $80 billion of phones which are being reused, and this is concentrated only in the grey market. So if you heard in Calcutta, you have something called a Kirikpur market. In Bombay there is another market in Bombay, Kafar market in Delhi. So all this concentrated, it's a $80 billion market which is there for refurbished phones. What we call them is again, as good as new. We procure these phones or laptops or tablets, bring it to our service centers. There is a QC process which we run. This QC process is run through our proprietary hardware and software. So both Satalik and I have 3 patents on our name. So what we have done is we have, before starting HyperXchange and formally approaching the industry, what we did internally is we found that the main point where many companies do not succeed in this space is because they do not have technology to support their process. So when you go and sell your phone or buy a refurbished phone, you see that there is no fixed price where a person can give for your phone. They will tell you 2000 rupees. If you ask them what's the logic, there is no logic behind the price 2000 to this. Why? Because they don't know what are the defects of this phone. I have to procure this phone, I have to refurbish it and sell it. My selling price is constant. I cannot sell it more than my new phone cost. I have to sell at 70%, 60% of a new phone cost. So my selling price is constant. Now I have to optimize the buying price and the refurbishment process. How do I do it? Till date, it was done manually. There were lots of error. So you know something called percentage of error. So they used to put this percentage of error when they used to give you a price. So when you go to sell your phone, they said 2000. Why? Because they know that 50% failure. So if the actual price would have been 4,000, they would give you 2,000 because they knew 50% failure hoga. So what we did is we went back to our board, and we went back to our lab. What we created is a hardware and a software solution which will diagnose your phone. It will tell you what exactly is wrong in this phone, how much do you spend to refurbish it, and how much margin you will make to sell this phone. And we have already filed 3 patents revolving around this, and the work on this patents is being carried out in Scotland. So we have set up an office in Scotland in collaboration with University of Edinburgh, University of Strathclyde and University of Dundee, and we are working on the patents to develop some hardware and software solutions which will be fully automated. You just have to pop in your phone, it will give a result that this is wrong in your phone, and it will give you an instant price for your phone. The system will itself ask, do you want to sell your phone? I'll give you 5,000. If yes, it will take your phone, it will give you a cash or a coupon, whatever you ask for. So we are working, this is already in production. We already are using this internally. Now we want to go to take this to customers. So you probably in the next 6 months you will be seeing this in airports, railway stations, in malls, where you see small standalone machines, fully automated with AI, image processing, robotics, where they will see fingers coming and touching the touch screens, the buttons, the camera. All these testings are happening. This is a fully automated solution. So we have already filed. So we have already, this is a patented solution in production. So he has a background in mechanical engineering, so which is very useful for us. And I have a background in computer science. So I currently I am heading the technology for HyperExchange as well as the operations. He is heading the product. So he comes up with new product ideas. So another of his I think product is going to be patented. He is coming up with a plan for modular phones. So probably if it's successful in the next 1 year, 2 year, you can just go to the market, buy a RAM and put it in your phone. So it's a completely modular phone. So you will buy a motherboard from our company, and you can go to the market. You can buy Sony camera, so someone else audio system, and just plug into your phone to create your own customizable phones. So that's already into another thing which it's already in the research labs. I think he can tell you more on this.
Sure. I think it's something, it's hard to imagine, but definitely something we all might be interested in someday, looking forward. It's a very simple thing. So we realize today, if you are, I guess everyone today holds a phone, right? So if you're getting, say any phone, right? And it comes with, 16 megapixel front camera, 64 megapixel back camera, whatever, 2800 image battery. Now, if I really don't want a 16 megapixel front camera, and probably I want a 4800 image battery, right? Or I want a better UFO system in this phone, I cannot do it. If I am buying it, I have to buy what the features of the phone is, or probably have to see on a different model, and based on the other features, I have to just decide this is what I'm going to get, right? Now think about App Store, Google App Store, right? Google does not create any apps in the App Store. It just has the facility for say different app developers to create their apps and put it up in the App Store. The similar concept is over here. We just have a skeleton, right? Just a motherboard. Now, just like Lego blocks, you guys must know what a Lego is, right? Just like Lego blocks, just put the camera and fix it over there, right? What do you want to change it? You just take it out, put the next one. It will be very similar to Lego blocks, right? That is something we are working on, and this individual blocks won't be manufactured by us. We'll just provide the motherboard which is required to sync all of them together. Today, it's not a challenge for Xiaomi to make something, because they know if a 2 megapixel camera is being put over there, it will only run with a 4800 image battery, right? Now, if I'm putting a 4000 image battery as a standard point, and I'm trying to fix a 4 megapixel camera, how do I really sync this to? that is the challenge over here. That's what we are working on. But I think that's something very interesting, and I'm personally looking forward to it. And this is probably the next big dream I'm looking forward to. Once it's out, I think it will be really interesting, because I think the companies which are out of market, say Fuji, right? And someone as great as Fuji, it's totally out of the market because it manufactured cameras, and now with mobile phones coming in, it's no more that big a craze. They can probably come back to the market, create modular cameras for big devices and so on and so forth. Right? That's a quick overview what we are doing right now currently with the modular thing.
I would really wish them all the best in all their individuals endeavors, and continue growing and continue learning, because learning is a process that never stops, and the more they learn, more they will grow. And in future, yes.
So definitely, like director says, you want to join, if anyone of you want to join our company in any form, like
tell all the Moscow boys, just come up with a company. You also have a kind of future to look to join them and to enrich this company and make it really a global.
Sure, like you want to learn, you can come and do internship with us. Once your goals are over, your entrance exams are over, you can come. The time you are spending watching Netflix, you can come and experience how, you can create a Netflix, you can come and experience how industry works, or how you can contribute to help a company grow. You will get a lot of, so if you are working for a company like Tata, if you are working for a company like Tata, or a company like Hindustan Unilever or a Reliance, I don't think you got very limited opportunity to actually see the entire end-to-end process, how a company runs, because you are given your silo. You cannot work outside your silo. It's already a big company, you're a structured company. For us, with a startup, once you come in and whether you are learning with us through internship or you are working with us, you know everyone. It's a very lean company. You know who is Ashish, who is Shwatanik, who is Dipanjan, who is the CEO, who is the CTO. You know everyone. You know how a product comes in, how it gets refurbished, how it goes out to the sales team, how it's marketing done, how the digital marketing is done. So you'll get to know everything, because startups are essentially very lean. Companies like Flipkart, they are no longer a startup because they have grown over the years. It has been over 7, 8 years which they have grown. But for companies like us, since we are still in the nascent stage, in the early stage, you'll get to learn a lot. So, and like I said, there is a thing that you should not have 3 things: Bhay, Lajja and Ghrina. So if you want to succeed in your life, you have to leave this. So as a true Vaishnav, you should not have these 3 things. So if you want to, if you have any idea, don't think suppose what will someone say if I come up with this idea. They will tell me this is a bad idea. They will throw me out of the school or class or wherever I am going and pitching this idea. But I think to actually succeed in your life, you have to give up these 3 things: Bhay, Ghrina and Lajja. And you should always, instead of asking a permission, you should always ask for forgiveness. So what don't go and ask, can I do this? If you know if you are confident on yourself, you go and do it. See, if it succeeds, it's great. You are changing the world. If it's not succeed, you are learning that it doesn't work. Edison also 99 times he failed before inventing a bulb. So never forget this. And since you are in school, I think very soon you will be passing out of your school. We have realized our teachers are pampering us, or others are pampering us in the school. You will not get this environment in the colleges. So colleges will be much more different. So you think everyone you are thinking if I am going to college, I will not get to wear the uniform. There will be less discipline. Nobody will ask me to come on time. Nobody will ask me to be present every day. Nobody will ask for my diaries. But when you grow up, you will actually miss these things, because you will not get someone like a teacher who is pampering you when you are in school. Even in the scolding, the scoldings are also pampering from their side. So that's why the school is always closer to your heart. It's like a second family. So never forget this, like once you are out of the school.
That's it. I think we have covered almost everything we wanted to speak to you guys about. Right? I wish you all the very best. Thank you for your time over here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, friends, and I would once again like to thank Father Rector and Father Matthew, who had to leave for some urgent work, and the teachers, Sir Vishnu, Sir Paulachan, Sir Gomes, for having given this giving this opportunity to all of us, and my past people, colleagues Naresh Poddar, Yogesh Goyal, Sanjay Yadav, and then again a big thank you to all the students who must be very hungry by this time, and we really had a very enriching experience. And what we learned from these two of our past peoples, that they how did they become successful entrepreneurs, is because they chased their passion. They knew what is their passion, and once they knew that this is their passion, they worked hard how to achieve that passion. So again, I will give my simple advice to all my young friends of class 12, was that please stay humble, be confident, you have to do really hard work for your career, but this is how life is all about. And we all please follow dblpp.org, where you will find the links about DBL alumni, about the works of DBL alumni, how can you join DBL alumni, and in future whenever we have the opportunity we will again come and meet. Thank you from all of us. I will request Sir Paulachan to say a few words and wind up today's event.
Thanks before Sir Paulachan comes in. So thanks students for bearing with us for a long time. Thank you Father for giving us this opportunity. Vishwanath Bhaiya Sir for giving us this opportunity to come back to school. So in our busy life we did not get opportunity to come back to school. So I was not in Calcutta for a very long part of my life. So it's exciting opportunity to come back, interact with all of you, and get to know all the teachers and fathers once again. And thanks to Alumni Association for setting up this opportunity to us. Thank you.
My job is again to thank two of our great men. Now, this is a very different feeling for me. All these years I have been standing this side and students were always in the front. But today we have the other situation. Situation has been reversed. We have two students who have reached some heights. You can still go higher, and all the best for that. Now, what I take home from these two young men are these. First is patience. They had to wait patiently for a very long time. So patience is very important. Hard work, nothing happens without hard work. And third and the most important thing is to have a dream. If you do not have a dream, then you have nothing to look forward to, nothing to work on, and then you may become very average, low, accomplish nothing in your life. Things are getting rewritten very constantly, steadily. Earlier we used to say, do not count your chicks before they are hatched. Before it was said, sky is the limit. Before it was said, ask permission. But today we heard, don't ask permission but ask for forgiveness. Today we say, sky is not the limit. There is a place beyond the sky. Are you ready to go there? Ask. And there is nothing wrong in counting your chicks, not the chicks along the road. There is nothing wrong in counting the chicks. Calculation is always important. So, I thank Ashish Shatanik, he was a very naughty fellow. He has a lot of imprints on the hand, on his cheeks, and I think that has helped him, which 99.9% of you do not get.
They are fortunate.
They are fortunate, but then misfortune will begin once they leave the school. So thank you, young men, for coming over and spending some time with us. Thank you, Father Rector. Father Matthew is not here, so he asked me to do this duty on his behalf, and therefore I patiently waited. And then to our past pupils, led by Mr. Vishwanath Trivedi, and to all of you, thank you. And we shall take our biscuit packets, the wrappers, in case you have eaten them, deposit them in the dustbin, and go home. We'll first let our guests leave. Thank you, all the best. So we shall stand up and put our hands together for them.